Hello everyone. What I'm about to show you tests the functionality of several CryEngine commands that I've recently discovered and played with. So I'm just going to start the game to begin with. And we'll try out spawn actor, es dump entities, and es remove entity, which are some nifty commands which you can use to generate in-game objects. Let's take a look. So what I'm about to do next is to open the cheat engine table to enable a script called enable console. This script removes some developer limitations in terms of console commands and cvars, console variables, in the sense that some of them are whitelisted, as in if a certain command is passed on, the console will not execute it. It will state that it's an unknown command because a filter is being applied internally. And then there's several cvars that are considered cheats, and therefore those won't execute as well. You'll see what happens without me running the cheat table and just using the remote console to begin with. So right now I'm inside the game. You can see me move around. Let me just go outside because it's easier to practice on spawning the various objects. All of the items that I showed in the previous post, all of the weapons, can also be spawned via spawn actor, as in they're considered objects as well. So if you use spawn actor and then the name of the weapon, you can generate it in-game. So let me start with the remote console. You can see it's connected to the game down below here. What I'm going to do is going to sliders, log verbosity, and set it to 5. This way the log that you're seeing here is going to get populated with information as I'm doing stuff in game. Also, as I was saying in the previous post, debug stats has to be set to 1. So now when I'm getting back in game and doing some stuff, like let me take out a sniper weapon, it doesn't matter if I have ammo or not. I'm just going to head here uphill, and I know that down below in this lumberyard there are a few AIs, like this one that has been tagged. And now if I go all the way back here, because like I'm done with that, and take a look at the console, we'll see some information, like for example entity tracker, register entity here, type human. What I can do next is, in conjunction with this information, I can first let me show you what happens if I try to use a cvar that is considered a cheat without enabling the script. As you can see, it's ignored because it's marked as a VF cheat. Or if, for example, I'm trying to use like PL health, which you can see it's a valid command. Again, the command itself is considered as a VF cheat, so it doesn't execute. So right now, if I'm running the script, well, the table first, waiting for it to get activated, and then enable console, and I'm done with it. I don't have any need for cheat engine anymore. So right now, if I use God mode, I can see it's 0, and if I set it to 2, it does get set to 2, so I don't see any more that warning that it's been ignored and it's considered a cheat. So God mode, setting it back to 0. Now back to our list of commands. Instead you can use spawn actor. You can see it's valid. It appears in the drop down here. And as you can see, it has an optional argument where you can specify the coordinates of the object you want to spawn. Otherwise, if you go like spawn actor question mark, spawn actor, it tells you here that it will spawn an actor of class name, and you can give it the actor name at position XYZ. If the position is not provided, it will be spawned in front of the camera. So we will not use the coordinates for the object we want to spawn. Therefore, we can do spawn actor, and let's take a look at the post I had on Fearless Forums, whereas there was a list with items, and let's take like one weapon out of this list. Let's say the M9. So I'm just going to go back to the console. Where are you? Here. And just going to use M9. Check the below window. What happens here? Boom. Here you go. So this has been spawned in front of me. And if you look at the console information, you can see that actor class M9 object has been spawned at position. This is the position in front of the camera, and they also created a clip for it, and the name for it is M990. Now, for example, if I want to remove the entity from here, like let's say that you spawn an item that doesn't have any use in game, and you don't want to see it anymore. As you can see on screen right now, if I'm pressing E or U, the object is going to go in my inventory, or it's going to be looted as mechanical parts, weapon parts, whatever. So it will basically vanish. It will be destroyed from the game world. I'm just going to use U for now. Bullet heads and mechanical parts. But for example, if you spawn something that isn't a weapon or something that gets added to your inventory, therefore the object doesn't vanish, then let's try with this car. I'm just going to zoom on this car, so to try and just shoot at it as well. Well, I don't have any bullets for this one, so I'm just going to use the shotgun. Why I did this is to get some information about this object I fired at. The console will tell me that. Let's see. Normally there should have been some information here, unless I didn't activate some. Yeah, okay. Well, sucks. But what you can do to find out which is the this object's name is to take a peek at ES dump entities. If I'm looking for the documentation, this is from the CryEngine SDK. As you can see, there's a list of prefixes. So I'm going to look at ES entity system, and scrolling through this one, I see these two, ES dump entities and ES dump entities classes in use, entity classes in use. If you're going for ES dump entities, it will dump a list of like 20,000 entities. It will take a bit, so if the console freezes at some point, don't worry. But if you're using just the second one, and it tells you dumps all the entity classes in use. So I'm just going to use this one in the console. And as you can see, these are basically the classes that are in use right now. And through them, there should be something like Lada, Toyota Hilux, CL, Lada Niva 1 instances. So this is the object that I'm looking for, and I don't know if this will work. I haven't tried it like this. Let me just copy this information from the screen to Notepad, and then try the same with just ES dump entities. You'll see what's the difference between them. ES dump entities, ES, oh, it already started spawning information in the console, that's why it lags so much. See, not responding, don't worry, you just have to wait because it will generate a list of, like I said, 20,000 entity names. The list is pretty comprehensive, outputs a lot of information, and you also see which are the active instances, active classes in use. Hold on, scrolling, oh, there we go. So if I'm taking all this buffer all the way down, as I was saying, 20,000, copy, move it here, and then see this active, just going to use this as a filter, active O, normal, find all in current document, and among these should be what I'm looking for, as in the Lada Niva. No, just active, dude, not inactive. Okay, active, where are you? Oh, okay, find all in the current document. There we go. So the Lada Niva is actually called, no, this is the front bumper, which I just shot. And where are you? It's called Lada Niva 1. This is what I actually needed, the actual name of the entity. So right now, if you're looking at the screen, at the Lada Niva that I'm, hold on, let me just move the window. So now if I'm doing ES remove entity Lada Niva 1, check out what happens in the background. Bye bye. So we don't have the car anymore. Let's see what happens with that AI that I was pointing to. I'm not going to scroll all the way up, so I'm just going to use the sniper weapon, go back uphill. Come on, bitch, run. Point to it. There's one in the far distance that's guarding some outpost here. Okay, enemy tagged. And we see that the name of it is DIN Sawmill AI Spawn Point 3. So I'm just going to zoom in on him, use ES remove entity, boom. You can see that the marker has vanished. Now if I go back to the game, the entity should be vanishing as well. Yeah, there you go, he's gone. Now in terms of spawning stuff, you can do something like this, like people would call it inception. Let's see, spawn actor player. What's going to do is going to spawn your doppelganger. So this is you. Now the fun thing about this is if you blow his brains out, which I'm going to do right now. Oh shoot. Yeah, so he's dead. The game will think you're dead as well. So this shit will happen. See, transporting to region, map, blah blah blah. Just hit escape and you're at the same location. But it was fun to try out. Can't pick any more of this item. Also, what you can try out is something called go-to. So let me just finish with spawning for example, when the game level loaded, you probably didn't see this in the console, but there were some ammo boxes or stuff like that where you can pick up parts. I think it was called, let's see in the list here, it was called like this: big bullet head, big electronic, big explosive. These are boxes. If I take, for example, big explosives and try to spawn it, you'll see what happens in game. Let me move here. There are some objects there. Okay, so spawn actor big explosives. There you go. This is a box with explosives. You can go through it, and you can also loot it. Gives you 172 explosive parts. Now, as I was saying, because this object has no relevance anymore for the game world, and well, it will just sit like that in midair unless you exit the game and re-enter the map, in which case it's destroyed and you want to get rid of it. Even though you can walk through it, it's not solid. What you can do is take a look at the console all the way down, and you can see that the name of it is Big Explosives 0. Copy it. Yes. Remove entity. And I think it should be gone. Yeah. There you go. So this is a great way to, for example, if you don't use any other options which are available to you to get electronics, whatever parts, you can just generate those boxes and loot them if you want to have fun. But there are other means, as I was saying, to do that. Let's see, there was this guy here called DIN, where is it? Created actor here. So it was an entity of class CI human. So if I'm getting this and doing spawn actor CI human, see what happens in the background. There you go. Hello baby, naked and with a gun, naked and lethal. Blowing his brains out. Of course you get experience for that. You can also loot it, and then once you're done with it, because the entity is called where are you? CI human 0. Yes, remove entity CI human 0. He's gone as well. So you can do some tricks like this to generate entities, get the information you need like experience, parts, stuff like that, and then just remove the entity from the game world. Of course, you can just play with the big list that I just generated, like this one here. It's a huge list. You can go through it and try to generate whatever kind of stuff. I saw something like a cow at some point. I don't know if I can generate it though. Find all. I tried to do animals cow, but nothing happened, sadly. I wanted a cow so badly. Actor, if you do it like this, see, CMD spawn actor at position, failed to create actor. It doesn't know what animals.cow is. Unless someone tells me the correct syntax for this. I wonder if this CT cowboy works. Spawn actor doesn't work as well. CI human is around here. Yeah, it is here. Okay, so maybe this is what's inherited. So this is the name of the entity, and this is the class of the entity. entity name, class name. Okay. If I'm trying to spawn this, oh, so the cowboy stuff. Let's see. Cow. Find all. So it was cinematic trigger. I doubt this will work. I'm spawning the cinematic trigger. Actor. Failed to create actor. Okay. That didn't work. So you'll have to just look through this list of ES dumped entities and knock yourself out with it. Now, what else I wanted to talk about is something called go-to, which acts as a teleport feature. If you look at it, it says get or set the current position and orientation for the player. So now, for example, if I'm like right here and using go-to without any arguments, you'll see these are my exact coordinates right now, which I can copy. So now if I run around, do stuff, a mission, whatever, let me just drop here. Hopefully I won't die. Yeah, I won't die. And let's say I just want to get back to where I initially was. So what I'm going to do is go to and paste the stuff, and boom, I'm back where I initially was. So this is a cool way to do teleportation. Also, if you want to and have the time to, because like I don't really have this available time to do it, you can mark stuff on maps and, you know, create a list, share it with the community, whatever. Like, for example, where can I find a certain mission object? Even though they are marked on the map, let's assume they aren't, and you have to find a location without any markers. You would probably just go there. Like, for example, I need to find this object here. Let's say this is a quest item, and you want to tell people where this is, so just do go to, and these are basically the positions. So when another individual plays the game, it just takes these coordinates and go to the coordinates, and he's like here, right in front of this supposedly quest item. That's about it for now from my part. Hope you've enjoyed this. Knock yourselves out. There are some other stuff which you can enable, debug stuff, but apparently I don't have it. Yeah, debug, I don't have it on. It's normally when you're like shooting at people or aiming at objects. If those parameters are enabled in the console, the debug parameters, you can also see information for the targeted objects as well as the ones you're firing at. I think it was something like debug, not collision damage, debug hits, maybe log hits, I think, bug hits, and the value is 0. I'm just going to make it 1. So now when I'm firing, invalid pose, whatever, yeah, this is what I've been looking for. See, this is one way to, so debug hits, I'm going to include it in the list as well. Debug hits 1. Sorry about that. This command will, I think it's a C bar, which being set to 1 will show this information that you see right here. Dude, this is my player, this is the name of my player, funny developers. Hit that object, let an evil one detached part from bumper, and you can see the damage I dealt, like 170, and you can also see the weapon and the ID of the weapon, Magnum SWS86, and the ID of the weapon is 101. It's this weapon. If you look for it in the item list on, I posted here, you'll see that Magnum SW686 is the actual name of the weapon. Everything else that comes after that is the ID of the weapon. So S101 here is the ID of the weapon. So this is basically the information that I can provide so far. Hope this has been entertaining. Catch you around. Bye.